You know what they say, guys, all good things must come to an end, and today I have my final versus matchup on the channel. This one was recommended to me by you guys when I first started the series, and I've heard this question being asked around when Dragon Ball Daima was airing, and so I thought this would be the perfect last video for the versus matchups to end everything off in a huge bang, which means I will continue with Dragon Ball news, Dragon Ball fan projects, and the like. So who do I have for this final versus matchup? It is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Adult Vegeta in one corner versus Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Super. Who would win in this final versus matchup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And here to help me today is the one and only Optimus from YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to his channel in the description below in the top comment. He will start us off with Future Trunks, and then I will give you my reasoning as to why Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Adult Vegeta, can win this.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? My name is Optimus, and typically I don't do Dragon Ball content on my own channel, but given it's one of my favorite series of all time, when Blackscape offered me to do a collab here on his channel, I couldn't help but jump on the opportunity. In this video, as you probably have been able to see by now, we're pitting Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta versus Future Trunks, an interesting father-son hypothetical battle that I'm sure you're going to love. I'll personally be arguing on behalf of Future Trunks, more specifically Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks, who is one of my favorite characters in all of anime and fictional media. Trunks, the son of the Prince of All Saiyans Vegeta, is well known for his cool colored hair, insanely sick sword, and ferocity on the battlefield. Pitting these two against each other head to head is an incredible hypothetical, and so let's get into it. When thinking of Future Trunks, there's so much different things to consider. Now, compared to Vegeta's typical fighting style of being braggadocious and cocky, many times to a fault, Future Trunks usually starts off much more composed, bar a few moments like one I'll come to reference in just a second. As we've seen time and time again, no matter where the enemy is, no matter who he's fighting, no matter what mode he's in, whether it be just base Vegeta all the way up to Super Saiyan God, anything, Vegeta is known for getting too wrapped up into himself to effectively battle or end fights quickly. This oftentimes leads to situations where the enemy gets the upper hand. It even sometimes causes people around him to be harmed when it isn't even necessary. But in comparison, Trunks usually wants to dominate the enemy in combat as soon as he can, and we saw this right off the rip when his character was introduced in Dragon Ball Z, and he sliced Frieza up like a piece of cake when it took Goku everything within him to unlock Super Saiyan and defeat him on planet Namek. Trunks, in my opinion, is one of the most tactical and efficient fighters of all of the Z fighters, and he'll be able to use this in his favor in a fight against his father, who likely would be immediately overconfident in the outcome, his own abilities, and would probably see Trunks, even though he loves him, as a largely inferior foe, which he even does for Goku, who we've seen numerous times either surpasses Vegeta's ability in combat or simply is probably the greatest fighter we've ever seen in all of anime. Trunks, like the other Saiyans, however, is still prone to emotional fits of rage that can massively expand his capabilities. It may take a little bit more work for it to come out on paper, however, it is still there, and it's still a latent ability that he can tap into at any time. So when the time comes where tactics are out the window and pure emotion or rage takes over him, he's still able to hang in there against the opponent, if not outright surpass even his own abilities. Now, we saw this in Dragon Ball Super during the Goku Black arc, where something quite phenomenal happened. Future Trunks, while fighting fused Zamasu, a godly figure in his own right, Trunks unlocked the Super Saiyan Rage transformation. Now, this form transformation instantly put him on more equal footing with Zamasu, who at that point had been easily disposing of both Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan God Blue transformations, which, if you look at even those, is a more superior form compared to the Super Saiyan 3 that Vegeta would use in this hypothetical fight. In this Super Saiyan Rage mode, Future Trunks was able to charge his sword with the hopes of all humanity and literally split fused Zamasu in half in one of the coolest moments in all of Dragon Ball history. It's safe to say that if facing Vegeta in Super Saiyan 3, Future Trunks at this point would be able to survive surpass his father in terms of raw, pure power output. While every transformation has its own unique benefits and drawbacks, Super Saiyan 3 is canonically known for having this massive energy draining effect, meaning that Vegeta would not only have to manage his own mental during the combat, he'd also have to manage a rapidly draining ki and stamina throughout his entire body. He'd have to do this also while having to fight toe-to-toe with a largely more composed and more powerful Trunks. Plus, unlike the other Z fighters, Trunks is capable of fighting not only with just his hands or ki blasts or special moves, he's also capable of using his well-known sword, which is a wildly effective weapon that he can tap into at any given moment. One of the most important but likely overlooked points too in this hypothetical is the fact that future Trunks is a hybrid Saiyan. Now, as many of you well know, Saiyan hybrids like Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Pan all have higher ceilings of potential than full-blooded Saiyans. Hence why someone like Gohan was able to unlock Super Saiyan 2 as a child way before Goku and Vegeta. Due to this, future Trunks is inherently more capable of reaching a higher peak than his father, the Prince of all Saiyans. Even if Vegeta wanted to, he cannot deny or surpass the basic biology and genetics of his warrior race, and thus his son would likely be able to surpass him in any way he needed to in order to win a head-to-head fight. So to wrap all of this up, here's the basics. Future Trunks' peak in Dragon Ball Super during the Goku Black arc directly showed his incredible power and capabilities, which even then surpassed a version of his father that would be stronger and more capable than a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta ever could be. So in terms of power output, future Trunks already has him beat. Then when you factor in his potential being much higher due to the hybrid Saiyan blood he possesses, his tendency to be at least somewhat more composed than his father in combat, but still maintaining the ability to go insane and break his own limits, and his incredible sword work and diverse array of powerful attacks and combat knowledge, future Trunks should be able to dispose of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in combat, no matter how hard or difficult it would be due to it being his own father. Vegeta is an incredible opponent in his own right, but facts are facts, and that's part of the reason why future Trunks is one of my favorite characters in all of fictional media. He has everything you'd want in a Saiyan fighter, cares more about protecting others than himself or his own personal goals, and he has the ceiling to surpass even the best of his peers. That's going to be it for me though. Thank you to Blackscape for letting me join in on this video. It was a lot of fun to make this, and I hope that you guys all enjoyed it. If you are ever interested in more normal commentary videos, that's what I do over on my own channel. But for today, I hope you had a blast listening to this matchup here. So thanks again.
Enter Adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, a form we only get in Dragon Ball Daima, where the Z fighters are de-aged by a mysterious spell. But before the transformation, we see Vegeta full grown, finally using Super Saiyan 3. Now in the original timeline, Vegeta never used Super Saiyan 3 in combat. He dismissed it as too energy draining. But in Daima, things have now changed. The facts are simple. Super Saiyan 3 multiplies the base power at least 400 times. Meanwhile, Trunks' Super Saiyan Rage is almost like an anomaly. It's not officially defined, but it clearly operates near God Key levels, but it doesn't seem to be a transformation that Trunks can go in willingly. It looks like to be a transformation that he used against Zamasu with all the anger and strength that he had inside, not something that may come out during a fight against his father. You have to remember, Vegeta at this point in Dragon Ball Daima is peak Z era strength. He's got all the training, all the fighting experience, everything that he had from the Buu saga, which is kind of exactly the exact same stuff that future Trunks went through in his timeline, where he did defeat Deborah. The only additional stuff that Trunks has is that he fought Goku Black, and he was fighting alongside Goku and Vegeta against Goku Black and Zamasu. But as we see Super Saiyan 3, Adult Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Daima, we see a transformation that is very, very powerful. Raw strength, raw energy, but seemingly completely mastered. Remember, Vegeta has had Super Saiyan 3 up his sleeve for quite some time. He has used it in training on his own for at least a year. So this is a very refined Super Saiyan 3. And we can't ignore Vegeta's techniques and his efficiency. Remember, he is a trained warrior, trained by the Frieza Force, by the Saiyans, and he has trained himself. He has fought alongside Goku and trained with Trunks and actually taught Trunks most of the stuff that he knows. He's a master at counters, pressure fighting, and blast barrages. Now, it is true he would be burning through stamina through this transformation. It is a tremendous energy drain, but someone like Vegeta would be able to end the fight relatively fast if he really needed to. Now, the only counter that most people would have with this is that in the manga we see, and in the anime we see, Super Saiyan 3 Goku get finessed by a more amplified version of Trunks who's in Super Saiyan 2. The only counter that I have to this is that Goku is not a master of Super Saiyan 3. He was playing around, he had his guard down, and Trunks was pushing Super Saiyan 2 to that Super Saiyan 3 limit without really transforming, and this was him amplifying his power momentarily. It wasn't something that was going to last for a very long time, and that is the issue that I have with any sort of Super Saiyan 3 versus a future Trunks from Dragon Ball Super, because Super Saiyan 3 is a transformation that requires a lot of discipline, strength, and in the terms of Vegeta, Vegeta has really mastered it, while Super Saiyan 2 is really all future Trunks has. Now, he does have the Rage transformation, but again, it is an anomaly. It is something that is not going to come to his aid every time. So the way that I see it is that Vegeta does have the edge with the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, but with the anomaly of Trunks being able to transform into Rage, I do believe that Rage will defeat Super Saiyan 3. And honestly, Super Saiyan 2 from Trunks may also do some damage, some serious damage against a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So in the end, you have to make your own decision on who you believe would win. Let me know in the comments with your explanation. I gave you guys mine. Optimus gave you his. Thank you so much, Optimus, for joining us on today's video. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments.